as I said earlier, they have floods in the Philippines during raining season. And actually, I wasn't in the Philippines for most of the floods. It happened when I was on this island where I didn't get to experience the floods. But when I went back to the mainland, one night they had like this really, really hard rain. And we were out teaching members, we were teaching investigators, and we didn't realize it was raining as hard as it was. But when we walked out of an investigator's house, we realized that the water had been raising really high. And we had ward missionaries calling us like, you guys need to get home because where your apartment is, it's really high. So you need to make sure you get home so you're safe. And so we decided to stop teaching, even though it wasn't quite time to go home, just to be safe. And so we started to head home. And luckily we had 2 ward missionaries that were working with us, 2 brethren that could kind of help us. And so as we were going back to our apartment, we realized the normal route that we usually go, the flood was super strong. And like there was a current that wouldn't, like, it was hard to go like just where that corner was that we usually go. And so people were saying like, you should go the back ways, like it's not safe to go right there. So we had never gone this way before, so we took this back way, and we were treading through water like up to here trying to get back to our apartment. And we go by this house, and then right after the house there was kind of like a little drop, and so the water would raise up a little bit. And our ward missionaries, they weren't sure like if because they were actually taller than us, so they weren't sure if like we would be able to make it. And so they said, okay, we'll go ahead and make sure like it's safe, and then we'll come back and tell you. And so as they're going ahead to like check it out, this house that we were right by, they like come out, and Filipinos, they're so friendly that they're like, hey, why don't you guys come inside for a little bit? Like, and they kind of knew that we were waiting for these 2 ward missionaries. So we went inside their house, and they gave us plastic bags that we could put everything in our bag, in the plastic bag, so that it would be like waterproof in case like our scriptures and just everything that was important to us. And then like they gave us these plastic bags, and we didn't have a lot of time to talk to them. And then the 2 ward missionaries came back, and they said, well, we're all right. Like, we think you guys can make it, but we have to go now before it raises. And so we didn't get time to talk to this family that helped us, but we just, said thank you. And then we're on our way and hurried back home. And luckily we made it home safely. All right. Everything was all right. But then as we were getting home, me and my companion thought about the family that gave us that plastic, and just thought, that family was so nice. We need to go back to them. We felt like there was a reason that we stopped at that house. And so the very next day, after the floods had kind of gone away and everything was clearing up, we went back and we talked to that family, and we taught them the first lesson. And at the very end of the lesson, we were kind of expecting something like really cool to happen, because we kind of had that feeling. But through the lesson, like they weren't super interested. But then at the very end of the lesson, the mom, she said, my brother, he's a member of your church, and he actually just lives like right behind us. And so then we got excited, because part of our mission, like we focused on finding less actives. And so we went like behind their house to find her brother. And when we went into their house, her brother's wife was there, and she just welcomed us into her home, and she looked so happy. And she had told us that they had lived there for like 3 years and didn't know where the church was, or didn't know how to find it, didn't know any members, and had been like praying that they could find the missionaries. And so it just ended up being a super neat experience that we were able to find them and reteach them the lessons, and like help them become active in the church again. And now they're like a huge asset to that ward right now. Like they have callings, and they're helping them out. And me and my companion just realized that like the Lord had led us, like even if he had to bring this flood to get us to go this back way that we never go, so that we could meet that one family that would tell us that they lived behind them, just so that we could find them and help them come back and be active in the church again. So it was just a super neat experience. It was cool that we were in that flood. We thought it was kind of a cool experience, but then even more, it was awesome that we were able to find that family and help them become active in the church again. And now they're striving to prepare to go to the temple and be sealed. So